everybody, welcome back to the 1946 Dodge Pickup Series, and this is video number 4. In our last video, just to recap, we got the engine running and started working on the brakes, and we did the front axle just to get the drums off and inspect the shoes, and we ordered our parts, waiting for those to come in. But while we're waiting, I thought I would dive in and start working on the rear brakes, and I really goofed up and I wanted to keep this in the video because, well, I'll just play the clip. Now in this, you can see I just am starting to work on the rear brakes here, and to remove the wheels, of course I'm using an impact to get these wheels off, and they're not coming off. Now if you're a Dodge guy, or if you are familiar with these trucks, you're probably cringing because you know exactly what's just happened. And it's true, the rear driver's wheel in these vehicles are all left-hand thread. That means they're like reverse thread, meaning like, you know, instead of right to tight, left to loosen, it's right to loosen, left to tighten. The other 3 wheels are normal. Just this last one, the driver's side rear is left-hand threads. So as a result, I ended up stripping one of the nuts, and so here we are, and this is where the adventure begins. Okay, so just to kind of assess the damage here, I got 4 of the bolts backed out by turning to the right, but I ended up rounding off this 5th one pretty well rounded off. Now I even have a stripped lug extractor set, but they won't work because these darn things are left-handed threads, so we have to come up with another solution. Well, welding the nut didn't quite work, and I'm not sure if it's because I'm a bad welder, or if I should have let it cool more, or if I shouldn't have used the impact, or maybe it's a combination of all 3. But in either case, I think what we're going to try next is probably pull off this hub, and then just take the whole wheel and drum off at the same time, and then we can work on it vertically and have a better reach at it, and just keep moving forward. Now I don't know if this is also left-hand threads, so I'm gonna look that up this time. Okay, so it turns out these are regular threads. Okay, we got our wheel off. with the drum. So now we should be able to get this drilled out. That's gonna do it for tonight. It's late, it's raining, and I'm going inside. Okay, it's the next day, and we're gonna try a new technique to get this lug stud out so we can get the brake drum off the back of the wheel. Here we go.
Now the goal in this attempt was to drill into the center of the lug bolt and tap some threads into it. And as I tightened a bolt into the center of the tapped hole, it should loosen the left-hand threaded lug bolt. Now with 2 good drill bits and even some cutting oil, I still wasn't able to get the hole fully drilled. So I had to reach out and ask for some help.
The new plan is we're gonna take this wheel and the stuck lug bolt to Craig, a friend of mine who is going to save the day, because Craig always does that for me.
I welded a nut on there, and then I put a grade 8 bolt in there and snapped it off, and gave plenty for the air hammer back to. And it went right through that soft nut, but once it hit that grade 8 bolt, it started loosening it up.
Oh wow.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, before we leave Craig's shop, I thought it would be neat to show you his 1966 Nova that he's currently building. It's 550 horsepower before nitrous. He does have a nitrous kit that he's planning on putting on it. He's been doing this pretty exciting hot rod build for a few months now, and he got this vehicle out of Texas, and it's relatively rust-free. He's been doing a great job putting this together, and he says it's going to be a real screamer, and I believe it. So he did fire up the motor for us, so here we're going to let you listen to that for a moment.
Okay, huge thanks to Craig for coming in the clutch and getting that lug stud unstuck. The next step is to take the rear passenger wheel off and remove the drum, and take the 4 drums to the parts store where they're going to put them on the lathe and get them turned, and they'll be all fresh and ready for install. That's gonna take us to the end of this video. I had to leave the brake drums at the parts store because they were still turning them and it takes a while. But I have some fantastic news. Today in the mail, We got our wheel cylinders. We have 4 new wheel cylinders. Also got a master cylinder, and we also got, thanks to Steve at DCM Classics, our shop manual. So that's gonna be really helpful as we move forward. Also got a few extra wheel seals and some brake hoses. So stay tuned. If you like this, click subscribe, maybe click the thumbs up button. I hope you have a great week, and stay tuned for the next video when these brakes go on the truck.